The walk of the world. That is what this channel is gonna be about. Me and my friend Sarah are gonna participate next year in the Nijmeegse Vierdaagse, or the International 4-Day Marches of Nijmegen. And this is basically the biggest multi-day walking event in the world. It is also pretty well known all over the world. There are people from all over the world flying over to participate in the event every year. A lot of them are military, actually. Around 5,000 of the people who walk every year are military people from like all different kinds of countries. The rest are just basic civilians like Sarah and I. What it entails is you walk a distance of basically 200 kilometer split over 4 days. Now it depends a little bit because there are 3 different distances. There's a distance of 30 kilometer each day, one of 40 kilometer each day, and one of 50 kilometer each day. With the 50 kilometer every day is the basic one. That is the main one, and that is the one that we will be training for. If you are female, you could also try to participate in the 40 kilometer one. And I think if you are below a certain age, like if you're a kid, or if you are above a certain age, you can choose to walk the 30 kilometer walk. But yeah, we will be basically training to do the 50 kilometer walk, and I hope that we will be able to do that because it is a lot. Now, as someone who lives in the city, I have been saying that I want to walk this day one day myself, and you know, one day will come eventually, right? So, I mean, it will never come unless you plan for it. So I basically, a few weeks ago, I asked Sarah if she had ever thought about walking this walk, and she was like, no, that's way too much. But then she started thinking about it, and she was actually getting pretty enthusiastic about it. And then she asked me again if I wanted to walk. And she basically said, well, I'm ready, let's go. And I was like, oh, okay. I did not think that we would do this actually. So, but yeah, here we are, preparing for the most difficult walk that one can do. We are already starting to train. It will not be until July 2021 that we will do the walk, because it's always in the 3rd week of July. But we are already training. This year the event will not happen. It is the only time, actually, well, not the only time. The only other times that it didn't happen was basically during the World War. And in 2006, when there was a very terrible heat stroke here, and is that a heat wave? People were having heat strokes. But yeah, it was a very terrible year that year, where people were suffering from the heat, and 2 people actually died during the event. So that is why it was cancelled. And during the World War, and now during COVID. But we assume that next year it will happen again, like it does every year, and we hope to be participating. We will have to see, because you have to sign up basically, and it is a bit of a random chance if you can actually participate, because usually more people actually sign up than the amount of people that can walk this thing. So yeah, there's a cap, and I hope that we will be allowed to do the walk. Will be a little bit more difficult because everybody who had signed up for this year can already automatically participate next year. So it's a little bit tricky, but we're gonna try, and we're gonna train. And Sarah is gonna tell you a little bit more about that training.
Well, if you look for Vierdaagse training schedules on the internet, you will find that most of them start in January or February of the same year that the Vierdaagse is being held, or at least that the people want to participate in. They ramp up pretty fast, starting at like 10 to 15 kilometer walks, that then ramp up really fast to 30-40 kilometer walks. And they usually include 1 long workout per week and 1 timed 1-hour workout per week. That is, I feel, something that ramps up a little bit too much for someone like me, who is also doing running at the same time, and maybe Tanya, who doesn't really have a lot of experience with endurance sports. So the schedule that I made actually takes a whole year to come to the level of comfortable walking for the Vierdaagse. It is my personal goal to be able to do the Vierdaagse in such a way that I don't overextend myself. I want Vierdaagse to be fun and enjoyable, and not like beat myself to the finish line. If it's not going to be enjoyable, or I notice that it's not going to be fun, I will not finish. That's not something I'm interested in. I don't need a medallion or something just because I finished something that I didn't enjoy. No, I'm not that kind of person. The training that I have made is like, you can look over here. That's what it is like for June. It is 10 kilometers, 13 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 10 kilometers per week. So it really starts slow. And the idea is that there are 3 different trainings. One that is very long, that is like the endurance walk. Then there's one that is very timed, that is timed, which is more like at least you get your butt moving a little bit, and one recovery walk that is relatively low mileage in contrast to the long walk. I hope that this schedule is ramping up slowly enough so it's doable for all 3 of us. And then at the end of it, we are all gonna be blazing through the Vierdaagse in the end.
Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to watch more of our vlogs, check out the Vierdaagse playlist on the channel. We will post a new vlog about our Vierdaagse training every week, so if you'd like to follow our journey, subscribe.